Today we are going to continue on our fourth part of the acronym words blessing, and that is serving. Now, serving is an antidote or a cure to kill pride. There is power in serving. It transforms not only the other people's lives, but it also transforms your own life, especially serving builds your character. We all want others to acknowledge us to be somebody, like a great leader. And everyone desires to be treated like a king, but no one desires to serve others like a humble servant. Jesus teaches us just the opposite. He says in Matthew 20, he said, but among you will be different. Indeed, we are different. And he says, whoever wants to be a leader among you, you must be a servant. And whoever wants to be first among you must become your slave. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many. In fact, Jesus showed us the vivid example how to be a humble servant when he washed his disciples' feet. And today, Jesus is being exalted on high and worshipped by millions of people. There is the power in serving. You see, I was once very touched by a man called Ernest when my wife and I were in Australia for a ministry break. And we planned ourselves that while we were there, we will not be involving in any ministry. We're totally taking a break apart from the Sunday attendance. And we were hosted by a very beloved couple with their family, Andrew and Sarah. And there was a week where Ernest came over to attend the care group in their home, and I was waiting outside their home, and because I was planning to go for a night with my two sons for the badminton game. And somehow there was a miscommunication because instead of Eugene came over to pick me up, he was waiting for me to meet him in his house. And somehow there was a miscommunication, and I was stranded, so to speak, in the house outside. And immediately he offered himself to drive me to Eugene's home. And that really touched my heart. And I was just telling myself, saying, this is a very interesting people to know. He is so helpful and so ready to serve and so humble. And I decided that I forego my badminton game and to attend the care group so that I will be able to get to know this group of people. And it was such a blessing to really, spend time with them that week. Now, why I'm saying this? You see, you don't have to be doing big things to touch somebody's life. All you need to do is to let people feel you have the servanthood heart and the humility spirit. It is very powerful. It may take you a little of time and trouble when you offer to help somebody's need. The return is manifold, and it goes a long way. I remember just not long ago, we have a guest speaker, Pastor Florence, came to speak on our Sunday, and she once shared how she helped a man who was terminally ill. And the man's wife had been trying to reach out to her husband, to the Lord, but there was not much response from the man. So that particular day, when Pastor Florence visited the wife and then heard that the man wanted to go for his regular place to meet his friend and also for his haircut, Pastor Florence offered to the man to drive him all the way to the place where he wanted to go. And it took about half an hour to reach that place, and then Pastor Florence told the man, say, I will leave you here and come back to pick you up in 2 hours time, and you can have your favorite, place to have your nice haircut and also meet up with your friends and spend time with your friends. Then Pastor Florence came back to pick him up 2 hours later, and the man was really, really touched by Pastor Florence's humility and also helping him to drive him there. And you know what? Later on, when the man was in his last moments of his sick bed in the hospital, he responded to Pastor Florence and opened his heart to accept Jesus into his life. That's why in Matthew 25, verse 35, Jesus said that when I was hungry, you fed me, and I was thirsty, you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, you invited me into your home, and I was naked, you gave me clothing. I was sick, you cared for me. I was in prison, you visited me. And he went on to say, I tell you the truth, when you did it to one of the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you were doing it to me. So I want to encourage you today, while you are reaching out to the people, 2 or 3 souls in a week, while you eat with someone, listen to his life story, see if there's any way you can help him in the very practical way. If not, just tell him if you can pray for him. And do it intentionally. Be humble and always let people see that you are willing to help and willing and ready to serve. You know, the way to the man's heart is to make him feel important. Now, I just want to leave this one with you. That on the day when you and I are going to meet our Lord Jesus in the cloud, and one day we are going to see, and especially you are going to see, the people whom you brought to the Lord through your servanthood, through your humility, through you spending time with them, eating with them, and listening to them, and helping them, and also sharing your story with them. They are going to thank you for what you have done. And you are going to hear many of the voices to say to you, say, thank you for doing it for me. There is another voice they were also saying to you, there is Jesus himself. Say, well done. You are a faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Bless you.